The goal in this section is to get you acquainted enough with InDesign that you can open and edit an InDesign file. This is the basics of the basics. Step 0, just the facts, ma'am. If your boss handed you a file and you need to open it and do something with it before lunch today, start here. Okay, let's dive in. Everyone knows how to create a new file. You go to the File menu and you choose New. But in InDesign, it gives you 3 different options. In this case, we want to choose New Document. Now, the New Document dialog box has lots of options, and I'm going to cover all of these in a later chapter. But for right now, all you need to know is, does your document have facing pages? That is, a left and a right-hand page, like a book or a magazine. If it does, you want to turn on facing pages. And if it doesn't, turn it off. Next, you want to make sure that your page size, the final, what's called the trim size of your document, is chosen here in the page size area, and you set the margins down here. That's about it. When you click OK, InDesign creates a nice, clean document for you to work with. Now, you can start with an empty InDesign document if you want to, but I find that it's usually easier to start with a template, something that's partially created, and then change the text and graphics as I work. I have a template to work with in my exercises folder, so I'm going to switch to that, and I can open it right here within the folder just by double-clicking on it, or I'll go back to InDesign, go to the File menu, and choose Open. Here's that file. And when I choose it, there are 3 different ways that I could open this. Down here at the bottom of the Open dialog box, you'll see that I can open the Normal, Original, or Copy. Generally, you would just use Open Normal. That just opens the document and lets you edit it. Open Original is good if you're opening a template file, which we'll talk about in a later chapter, and you want to edit that template itself. Or Open Copy. This sort of makes any file a template, because if you open this InDesign file, it will open it as untitled, ready for you to edit and then save as with a new name. Now, I should mention that the Open dialog box also lets me open QuarkXPress files and PageMaker files. That is, like the old QuarkXPress 3 and 4 files and PageMaker 6, 5, and 7 files. If you have one of those files, just select it in the Open dialog box and click Open, and it will translate it, convert it into an InDesign file. If you have a QuarkXPress document created in a later version of Express, like Express 5, 6, 7, or 8, you can still open that here, but you need a plugin from a company called Marksware. The plugin is called QX to ID. Marksware also makes another plugin that lets you open Microsoft Publisher files in InDesign. It's great. But in this case, I'm simply going to open up this InDesign file by clicking Open. There it is. There's the template that I'm going to use, and I'm going to fill it out by adding some text and graphics. Now, this template file comes with the exercise files, but there are lots of InDesign templates available on the web, including dozens of free ones on the site that I run with Anne-Marie Concepcion called InDesign Secrets. Here at InDesignSecrets.com/InDesign-templates, there are dozens of free templates that you can download and use, including ones to create books, brochures, menus, and more. Just download them, open them in InDesign, and you're good to go. But getting your document open is just the first step on the adventure called InDesign. Next, we need to learn how to get text in here and make it look the way we want.